We're here at the Brandon Hotel in Tralee at the Mental Wellness Exhibition. There are numerous stands here representing various organisations that are trying to cast some light into this area, the area of mental wellness and mental well-being. The figures for mental illness in Ireland continue to be of concern, the consequences continue to be of great concern. But here there are organisations who have the ability to help, who are willing to help, and all they need is to get their message out there, and we are now going to meet some of them. Okay, I'm talking to Tom Leslie. Tom, you're emceeing the event today. Will you tell us what this is all about?
This is about getting people together, getting people talking basically, getting people to listen to the different speakers that we have, and we have a fantastic lineup of speakers today, and also there's an awful lot of help in Kerry which are here with us today, and we would ask people to take the leaflets, gather the information and keep it at home whenever they may need it, and hopefully they may never need it, but that's what the importance is. Now I'm here on another role as well today. Obviously when we organise anything like this it costs money. And I'm also involved with Conlon Rotary Club, which every year in November we have a wine and art tasting exhibition where we invite the public to come in, enjoy the evening, wine tasting, eating cheese, looking at fine art and lovely music on the night. This year one of the charities are Beware Prevent Suicide, and I'm currently around to the tables here selling tickets to promote the night, so we have our fundings to carry on what we want to do in having more of these events. We also want to produce a booklet which we want to get into every house in Kerry, which has the information of all the information that's here today basically, and we're in negotiations with people to get that printed and also to get it distributed to every house in Kerry. Also the IT College in Tralee will be taking these booklets, passing them on over the next number of years to their students as they come on to the school, and also the secondary schools in Kerry. We're also looking forward to tomorrow, 2 speakers and invited the schools in Tralee and North Kerry area to come in and listen to the speakers and gather the information, because you can't beat the youth and the enthusiasm of those people to help each other. It's about getting together and talking and looking after each other. It's about community spirit and making sure that everybody has a fair crack at life and get on with things and be happy and do the best we can for each other.
My name is Maurice Flynn and I'm the National Chairperson of the Federation for Victim Assistance. We look after all victims of crime, and we're very pleased to be here today because we find that following a crime, people's mental health can be affected. People can become very depressed because their home may have been broken into, or they maybe have been robbed or whatever. And so we're very pleased to be here today to be able to reach people in Kerry and to show them the service that we provide.
My name is Roger Harty and I'm here at the Mental Wellness Exhibition. I use the word suffered, from depression about 5 or 6 years ago, and I've made a recovery that I'm very, very happy with over the last 5 years, and I just wanted to share some of the stuff that I've picked up over the years today. Basically where I'm at now is that I basically look at depression as being nothing other than low energy, and how we exhaust ourselves through excessive thoughts, which are basically energy, and how we drain ourselves of that through our thinking process, through not possibly having a good diet, and also maybe not taking proper exercise, in other words not taking care of our body. So I know I have learned through that the whole concept of wellness, and how basically probably the most important word that I want to use is the word attitude, which is our approach to the whole thing, how my own change of attitude has helped hugely in my wellness. I use wellness over the word recovery because the thing about recovery is that if you're constantly in recovery, when are you ever recovered? So I much prefer my direction of wellness. But also the thing is that there is really nothing to fear, because if you actually fear, for instance, about talking about depression, at a level you must ask yourself, why won't you talk about it? And the reason you won't talk about it is fear. But when you actually go and talk about it, at a level you disempower it.
You say fear. Fear of what, Roger?
Well, fear, we'll say for instance the whole fear that is the stigma associated with depression. For instance, when you challenge it, you can have to say, well, what effect will this have on my family? What effect will this have on my business, on my children, on my wife? What will people think about me? And then you become to realise that all those fears aren't real, you know, because in the Bible it's basically said that Jesus said, let the first man without sin cast the first stone. But if you change that simple word sin to let the first man without a problem cast the first stone, and I look around the room here and there's hundreds of people here, and, you know, is there any person here that doesn't have a problem? And I have found, since I did that talk on Radio Kerry, that not one person has come up and cast a stone, so those fears were not real. But many people have come up and applauded me and said, well done, Roger, and congratulations for doing that. So what I want to show is that a lot of the psychological fears we are not real. And if you break down the word fear, F-E-A-R, it's called false experiences appearing real. So they're not actually real. When we challenge them and take them on, they actually run away. Similar with depression, you don't fear depression if you can learn the concept of embracing depression, welcoming it into our life as a teacher. And what I basically say now is that the teacher has died, but the education continues. So when we do things without these psychological fears, we realise that they're not real at all.
Hi, I'm Owen Burns, and I'm a breathing coach from breathingcoach.ie out in Phoenix, and I'm here to make people aware of the role of breathing and how you can use it to improve your mental health. I learned this method nearly 10 years ago. I was an asthmatic, a lifelong asthmatic, and I used this breathing technique to change my body's health. So I used to spend €1,000 at the time a year on medication, and relatively quickly I came off all my medications. I spent €20 in nearly 10 years on asthma medication, and I suffered from many other conditions that I wouldn't have admitted to at the time. I would have said I'm asthmatic and that's it. But there were many other things in relation to anxiety, crankiness, irritability, that were all just below the surface. You know, my main issue was asthma that I learnt it for, but these other issues also were hugely improved by changing my breathing.
My name's Catherine Casey, and I work with the Kerry Rape and Sexual Abuse Centre, and we're here today really to raise awareness of our service, the Kerry Rape and Sexual Abuse Centre, because it is, you know, we would have clients coming to us and we offer a free, confidential counselling and support service, and it's very important for us, I suppose, that, you know, anyone coming here today and for the other organisations that are here today to realise what we do and that we're free and that it is confidential, and that we would work with clients who sometimes, you know, are actively suicidal or feel under pressure and need to talk. And I suppose it's just to leave people know we're here, what we do, and that they're free to come and we'll facilitate what they want, whether it's support or counselling. So it's really about raising awareness and getting behind the whole event.
Hi, my name is Harty. I'm the president in RLY Student Union. I think it's very important for us to be here today to represent the students in Tralee, to show that maybe the friends and families or parents or any people in Kerry that have people studying in IT, that they know that if their relatives or whoever they know that are studying there, know that we are there for them, for their students, and that we can help them with different supports and stuff within the institute. And as well as that, why we're here as well today is we're representing our charity of the year, which is Be Aware, Prevent Suicide, and all our RAG events that we're doing throughout the year, such as RAG Week, our 5K run, and all the other stuff students are doing. They felt Be Aware, Prevent Suicide was the charity that they felt most necessary to propose this year. I can tell you right now, the biggest stress caused to third level students is finance. Students do not have money, and they're living on little to nothing these days. And all the student unions around the country contribute to this website called Please Talk. So no matter what college you're from, if you go onto pleasetalk.org, all the supports available within your local area are on that website. And we hold a national conference every year. And through research, through our own finance is the single biggest thing that contributes to mental health amongst third level students.
My name is OBrien. I'm here representing Pieta House. I feel it's very important for us to be here today to lift the stigma of suicide, and I'm here to raise an awareness that there is help out there in the form of Pieta House. It is a free service to somebody that's self-harming or has suicidal thoughts. It's a self-crisis centre. So that means that if you are in crisis, you can go to Pieta House for help. You will get help for yourself, and you will get there's also family support help. There is hope that a Pieta House will open up in Kerry within the next year. It means that the service will be available in Kerry, and it will serve like all parts of Kerry. The house is for County Kerry, and the volunteers and all the fundraising and all the money that's raised in Kerry will go towards the upkeep and the opening of a Pieta House in Kerry. Kerry seems to be very high at the moment, so hopefully with the opening of a Pieta House that we could bring those figures down, because there is help there, and I suppose that's really what we need to get across, is there is help out there, and it's just up to the individual themselves just to reach out and get the help, because it is there.
Alan Quinlan is my name. I'm obviously here to talk about mental health and positive mental health, and clear message that I try to give to people is not to be afraid to speak out and talk to people and look for some help and get support, and be aware of their own mental health. Well, it's not just in sport. It is in sport, of course, but it's in every walk of life. Really, it affects everyone. Your mental health is important. It's very important to every individual. And you know, I've had a few experiences myself, and I've become much more aware of an understanding, I suppose, of depression and mental health issues, and the need for everybody to look after mental health. And I think it's a positive thing when people take steps to try and promote positive mental health. Even if you are well, I think there's an onus on everybody to promote positive mental health. And I think, you know, some people are unluckier than others. They go through tough periods in their lives, whether with different forms of mental health issues. And really, I try to encourage people to seek help, speak to someone they trust. There's lots of good support around everybody, and sometimes we don't realise that. And of course, there's ways, I believe, that you can help yourself. Different steps, lifestyle changes, diet, nutrition, alcohol, lots of things you can do to help yourself. But the biggest thing is taking that first step of actually going to somebody and saying, look, I need some help. I need to try and get a perspective from someone who's a clear mind at that moment. And so that's what I try and do. There's no shame in telling someone that you're depressed, you don't feel well mentally. I believe it's a positive step, and I just try to encourage people to do that and make changes to help themselves.